Outside the court in support of those who were arrested. The 141 were arrested for contravening a court interdict, public violence and illegal gathering. Both the workers and the students say they will continue protesting. They say they don't recognize the agreement signed yesterday aimed at ending the outsourcing of workers by no later than February next year. Meanwhile, exams are continuing at UJ. We now cross to our reporter, Chriselda Lewis, who is at the Johannesburg Magistrate's Court. Good afternoon, Chriselda. Now, we see students came out in numbers to support their peers. What's the situation like there?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Tabile. As you said, quite massive support for those students and workers from the University of Johannesburg who were arrested on Friday. They've been marching since very early this morning here outside the Johannesburg Magistrate's Court, bringing traffic to a complete standstill. While proceedings inside court have not yet started. The understanding a bit earlier was that there was quite a delay because the docket had not yet arrived here at court, and then they were trying to also establish what court was going to be able to accommodate so many of these protesters. Those discussions are still taking place inside, but certainly undeterred. It's quite a scorcher here this morning in the sun, and many of these students and these workers are saying that they're here to support those who were arrested on Friday and that all the charges should be dropped. We know, of course, that the charges that they're facing include public violence, as well as gathering illegally and also breaching that court order that the University of Johannesburg had obtained, saying that they should not march 500 meters near the university. So it's quite a hive of activity here outside the Johannesburg Magistrate's Court. We're not sure what time proceedings will start here this afternoon, but certainly many students are also saying they've lost out on the opportunity to write their exams. An interview we did a bit earlier on with the University of Johannesburg's convocation indicated that there were about plus minus 70 students that were not able to sit for their examinations. Whether there will be measures taken to ensure that they do write at a later stage, certainly that remains to be seen. But also the lawyers representing those who were arrested on Friday are saying that they took down the names of those who were affected and essentially said they will also be fighting the suspensions of some of those students who were suspended after the University of Johannesburg had said that they were inciting violence. So we're expecting quite a lot more here outside the Johannesburg Magistrate's Court as protesting continues. We're not sure what time proceedings will get underway inside.
Chriselda, speaking of protesting continuing, I mean, you've been on the ground with the students. What's their sentiment? Are they going to continue with the protest despite the exams starting?
Well, it is quite difficult to hear you at this stage, Tabile, but I think I grasped just a bit of what you were saying. You know, students are vowing to continue protesting, and so are the cleaners. They're saying that they want an end to outsourcing immediately. Now, you'd recall in the last press conference that the University of Johannesburg had given to the media, that indicated that they've got contractual obligations, and once those contracts have expired, they will be able to insource these workers. And also on the issue of registration fees, the University of Johannesburg says that it has, over the years, tried to make sure that students who could not afford to study at the university was able to meet them halfway. So what we're expecting at this stage is that there might be quite a number of protests that will continue straight after this. Many of the students are also vowing to continue protests once proceedings inside are done. Of course, we don't know what, excuse me, sir, if you could kindly move that way. Actually, what will happen inside will determine also what the decision will be here. I see there's someone's about to give a speech outside here. We're not sure what is taking place there at the moment, Tabile. Whether they will sit today at all, that also still remains to be seen.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for the update, Chriselda.